Time continued to flow in quiet stillness. Along the way, the phone's battery stopped at 97% for no clear reason. It was a tiny fluctuation, never meant to be recorded. Yet this program gathers only those small, meaningless shifts.
Yes, it wrote drama when someone sees a talented person and says something like, "There's no way I wouldn't be jealous of them." I think that happens a lot in real life too, not just drama. I have just direct things something too, but the energy goes in different direction. It seems like when people get jealous, they either put other person down or try to beat them. But I just realized that my feeling right now isn't either of does. For me, it's the second one. I try to beat them no matter what. But in my case, I'm wishing for something I don't have, so it's wasted time. But I just realized something else. When I really get jealous, I just feel so frustrated. It's not even feeling wanting to pass them to anyone anymore. It's like a huge energy is sitting inside me like hot rock and under a volcano, even if it's not coming out. For the next story, I'll talk about what happened today. I talked to my parent about sausage. I said I haven't eaten super expensive ones, but the ones at the supermarket were like cheap things from some companies. So I won't say which one. My mother agreed with that, but then she said, "Yeah, we eat expensive one, but they don't taste good. I wonder why they don't taste good." She completely forgot about me. I just said I don't eat expensive ones, but she completely pushed me out of her mind during this talk. It became a story about whether she ate them or not. Also, we were talking about the Genghis Khan festival and Sapporo. I said 1,200 yen for 200 gram is expensive, and she said the supermarket was pretty expensive too. So I forgot the exact price. I wanted to hear the supermarket price to compare and check if the festival ones are expensive because they're brand name, but she didn't get it at all. What she said is always half-hearted. Yes, it's always like that. She says things without thinking, but she says them with strange confidence. I asked her many times while checking her mood, "Are you sure but that? Do you have good reason? Do you check?" I did that because she made a mistake before, but that talk didn't go well either. Also, she said before that they are doing it front of the beer garden. So today I said, if they do it in front of the beer garden today, the beer garden won't sell anything, right? That part of the talk went fine, but then she started saying, "No, the beer garden is just nearby. It's not right in front." I thought, what was that talk area? Then how did we even understand each other before? Also, when I do strength training or when it's hot, it feels good. For some reason, it makes me feel like I'm alive. I don't really like that I feel that way. But it's strange. So it's not for a specific reason. I think I did strength training simply because the taste felt good. Also, a sports player retired and they said they practice hard to drink good alcohol after saying that kind of things makes me not like it much. When I do something in a tough way, I never do it to feel a sense of success or to reach a goal. That might been fine before, or I might cover it up when I was young, like a student. But if I do that now, a big empty space hits me. You realize that reaching a goal is zero meaning. You realize you are just looking at a fake picture that there was meaning there. That's why I think I should just do things calmly, even if there's no purpose or direction. I thought they were doing it the same way, but they do it in a tough way, sweat and drink good alcohol. They probably have that purpose in mind, even if they don't think about it deeply. But when I see that, it doesn't make me feel good. Next, I'll talk about the morning. In the morning, my mother suddenly asked me who I knew a person named. She said I made a group and has been doing it for a long time. I wondered what this was about so suddenly. I thought maybe A is a key person. It's understand if I asked about them. But my mother didn't really know either. There's nothing interesting about A for us, so I don't know why she started talking about this group A made. Based on what I heard this morning, did she think it? I say, oh, they made a group. That's amazing. I wonder why she said it. It shocked me a bit because I end up thinking, what was that talk about just now? Also, I had a strange daydream today too. I was daydreaming that I was a high school student and talked to a teacher in a casual way, like everyone else as a joke, and everyone in class liked it. It really is just a daydream, but really I kept having this strange daydreams, thinking I should have done this or that to become popular and class during high school. Also, I had a daydream about a girl in my high school class. When I said something mean to her at the school festival, she walked home slowly without saying a word. Her friend told me to wait, but I went home anyway. Then the girl sent me an email saying living is just too hard and painful. I was thinking about how to make her worry the absolute most, thinking she'd hate it and worry a lot. Also, kings in some countries built big graves for their wives, like a mountain in Japan or pyramid in Egypt. I can understand that. But it seems they built a huge building, and maybe that's World Heritage Site now. I thought that was interesting. It's interesting that you can turn sadness in a big building and feel okay with it. One thing I can say is they definitely have a huge feeling, meaning something, and they try to feel it. They build good buildings that leave something behind. It's interesting. Maybe it's a natural instinct. When you're in danger of dying, you try to leave your things behind. Maybe it's a similar taste of mind, but building a big building for your wife because you are gonna die. It's efficient if you think about it, but the wife is already dead. Building a building anyway is what's interesting. It's wasted money. Though also I made another big discovery. When people give up hope, they become wild or run away to find things, and this is one of those things too. I used to think it was just mental things, but running away to alcohol or cigarettes happen too. So it means you run away to a rescue, and it results in rescue, but in a different way. It's created from feelings. It hits your body directly, and it usually doesn't do any good. For me, it's opposite. I didn't sit in a hopeless feeling in the first place, and it was after I quit religion. I didn't have that habit of running away either. Looking back at my student days during health class in middle school, the teacher asked if anyone smoked, and one guy raised his hand. I wonder why he raised his hand, and it's impossible for me. And that's because I care about myself a lot, both my mind and my body. I care about myself, so when people said bad things to me, they weren't caring about me, and it made me mad. This is probably different from being selfish. Everyone is very selfish by instinct, so if you compare, it's tiny difference. We are all but the same. For the next story, it's interesting. Many people who aren't clean freaks still wanna keep their bed clean or don't wanna get in with dirty clothes. That means there are a place they don't want others to make dirty. For me, I have a strong feeling that I don't want anyone to mess up my routine. That's why I care so much, even after I quit religion. Maybe I had a feeling that I didn't want everyone to mess up my routine. Like it's my own space. Everything else is basically empty. But I talk about this many times because it's strange when people get that empty feeling. It means their bodies are getting weak. The empty feeling, I think, it isn't about becoming wild. When you become wild, you still expect something. Well, you get to the ultimate empty space. It's nothingness. It's a vacuum state, so it's floating in outer space. You have to put pressure on yourself to control yourself, or you'll explode. And that was my rule, like my routine. When I saw past the empty space with freedom, that sounded a bit too cool, but I found that out. Also, I have a rule that if I tried something 2 or 3 times and it doesn't work, I shouldn't do it because it'll fail. Like but I shouldn't think about it too much. But I use that rule to trick myself. I think something bad will happen by doing that. I can give up. But like yesterday, even though I thought I shouldn't check things in the internet, sometimes I check it as an exception for a reason. Sometimes you wanna see it, since it's bad sign, I feel like something bad was gonna happen. That part is hard, but bad sign that don't always work out well. People in the world just say we should do things in a good balance. That's happened a wrote for everything. I know going too far is as much as not going far enough, but thinking things will get solved for you. Just keep a good balance. It's too easy. I wonder if things really go good that easily. But if people can just settle things by keeping a good balance, then I'm just very clumsy. For the next 3 weeks, decided I don't ever have to eat chicken beans. Right then I felt rider and thought it's fine to eat them. Now I'm eating themselves. Like I said before, I was worried about getting hot, but when I was sweating, it wasn't like that. And I didn't know why it wasn't painful. Also, when you try hard not to make a mistake, but things happen sometimes, right? But most people in the world don't taste it, and they don't think that things are go well. If they stop trying not to make a mistake, it is strange. But what happens if you stop trying not to make a mistake? I experienced this many times. You still make a mistake anyway. You end up thinking, which one is it? Humans are full of contradiction. So I mean, the rules not to think about anything during meal. I think every time I get ideas, my action won't finish. But I'm thinking about the podcast now, and sometimes I get ideas. I worry then later I think I should have thought about it. And there were over 1,000 times when I spent 3 or 4 hours trying to remember what I was thinking. I wrote it today, but it's a rule. I don't know about others, but for me, there's no punishment if I break the rules. There's no reward if I keep it either. I just have to control myself and keep it. Why do I need a rule? It's like I said before, I absolutely need a rule in this life. Like I said, in the empty space in the vacuum, where you don't have a rule, meaning for you don't wear a spacesuit suit, your energy will explode, or things are too fine. Freedom isn't just a good thing, though it depends on the person. It's bridge problem too. This is a bit off topic, but I don't like the idea that there are good things and bad things. That makes it sound like good things and bad things are separate, but they are made tangled up and things are made up, made side. Also, when you don't make a rule, you don't have barriers, so you might think nothing matters and become wired. When you were a student, there was no teacher or when your parent was watching you do your studied half-hearted and you do your craft work half-hearted when the teacher was there, right? But in my case, I can do that for the next story. I've been thinking about myself a lot to find a program name, and I thought this might become a book, though that might be impossible. I felt a bit frustrated thinking that I made a whole book's worth of not notes just to find a program name made me feel frustrated. Even though about making it a book for money, though it probably won't happen. Also, I watched the video and wondered by this famous person is popular. If it's 1 hour video, I spent the whole hour thinking it's strange. There are moods, there are books. I wonder what attracts people so much. I just watched for an hour thinking I can't understand it. That's happened today too. Even if I ask my parents, they won't know, and they don't agree with me. But I ask anyone anyway. Now about the program name. During my religion days, and there were rules. I think these rules made my frame back then. Religion teaches you your many meanings and stories, and you keep them. It's like an army in the way, though it's a mental activity. The army is about physical rules, but religion tells you what to do and builds it in you. Since I did it from young age, that system of making rules might be who I am now. Either way, during my religion days, and now rules work in different ways. Before, they gave me meaning, and the rules were to keep that teaching. Now the rules are to live inside. And the empty space, I just noticed something. There's a paradox where you're saved and kept alive by the empty space, but the empty space also breaks you. I only saw the good parts where you can live inside the empty space because roots, but roots tie you down. My parents tell me it's obsessive compulsive disorder, and I feel a bit guilty or like something is wrong. I'm worried about the future too. I'm in this house now, and it's better to be not free, but if it's too hard and in the future that becomes a problem itself. But what's happened for you takes that problem away and becomes that free. You become free and your energy explodes. I want to use this energy, but I can't burn it, and it just explodes. It's right now. Also, it's the same things as last year, but my mother told me further that he doesn't have to close the door, but he probably didn't hear her. He just went anyway. He has a habit problem of he probably thinks it's a small thing. He thinks he helping me anyway, but I've suffered that many times for bigger things. Well, if my mother tells him and he reflects on it, well, the time comes he gets carrots, but puts a problem of and thinks it'll be fine for now. You have to change your habit around that small things, or you want to change. But thinks it'll be fine. This time today's dinner was Genghis Khan. Genghis Khan tastes like the sauce anyway. I didn't know if it's a pork or lamb today, but maybe it's a lamb. It's a good. They probably make that sauce, beans sprouts. Genghis Khan's festival on TV today looked delicious, so that was good for lunch today. I grilled chickpeas, but then grinder to make them liquid, and they became super delicious. Also, money for lunch today. It's like chicken long yam, shiitake, mushroom, carrot, and from the supermarket is really good. Kanjak was inside to Badok root, bamboo shoot. They probably were cheap bamboo shoot. When I stopped believing all kinds of things, I became more interested in them. When I believed for some reason, like arise physics powers, when you believe in them, it's just endless. Something unknown. But when you stop believing, it's fun to find out what's the trick. It's what kind of mistake made someone say aliens. Also, many people don't believe ghosts, but like watching horror movies, I don't know the reason at all. Also, I don't do religion now. But when I listen to religious music like classical religious music, it comfort me. I don't see anything past the song, but when I purely say the texture of the sound, it sounds better sometimes. Religious music comfort me a lot when I purely enjoy the song. Also, I had a daydream about famous people in a group or students in the same school. When one person does well, I wonder if it brings a benefit to the other people. If I were a group, I'd probably be sure that another member's success is a problem for me. But there's much bigger good things for me. I think about that a lot. I wonder how it really is. It's another member's success and hindrance to you, or is it a good thing from the darker viewpoint? I wonder what famous people really think. When I was in religion, there was zero rescue, so I feel I wasn't saved. I know that, but thinking about it again, there was something close to it. Being comforted, but having something like a rescue is a problem from me. I think there are many problems. First, rescue. Rescue means you're tricked in believing something is there when it's not, and when you find out it's not there, the disappointment is huge. If it's really there, it's fine, but religion is like that. Believing when you believe something is there, well, it's not. You get saved by that. I don't know about others, but people keep believing something is there when it's not. For me, that feels almost like a physical power. I think if it's not there, it's not there. I can't even take a drama because I think it's fiction. That's why I wasn't saved, because I can't fool myself. Let me talk about my religion days. I said I live inside the empty space, but during my religion days, maybe I didn't have to face that empty space. My mind was packed with teaching lessons, so I was tied down by them and didn't need rules. But like I said, I wasn't saved. I was full of doubt. It means I didn't watch the religion story at all. Religion says believing is the most important thing, but I became other observers instead building. I looked at what the teaching was, or so the contradictions. People who believe don't notice contradictions. I was observer. I think also people think they're in this kind of life because what someone did there, because of those people. But sometimes I think the people who support it by saying I like this because myself might be going too far, but the best friend change your life more than people who did terrible things to you. But this whole that might be wrong because it's all about what if thinking if that's happened once there at that time means every single second makes your life. It's not because this person or that person, but all the time with this parent thinking that way makes that I'm like this because get weaker, but I wonder about that I ended up that way. It's not very not neutral. There are bad things. I was thinking about why I don't get swallowed by the empty space when I think life has no meaning. First, the human mind is strange. Who you think you hate this life even a little bit, you get swallowed by the empty space. If you don't get it a single second, the feeling that life is hard disappears completely. Usually, people can't do that, but the moment you make the gap and get swallowed, you'll break. So this perfectionism helps me. This perfectionism is my safety line, but it's bothered me a lot. So there's a small part of my character mirrors my safety line, and I shouldn't change them easily. But to people who can think correctly, it's hard. Have some room. They have expectation or hope, and they know they can recover. Maybe it's a break, like drinking water, or rocks look at themselves, but their mind is broken. I know if my mind breaks, I can't recover. But in the long run, it will break someday. Also, there's stubbornness I talked about before, like I want root. It's contradiction, but there's things that I rip because there's no meaning. It's hard, but if you get used to it, you start feeling a meaning little bit by little. So I keep stripping its way. Also, I don't feel like I'm living in the first place. Living or dying or a concept made me by humans, so I have hard things, but I don't often feel that living hard, this is just about myself, and I don't like saying it, but I went as far as I could go and reach a state like enlightenment, and there are very hard things. I had a violent dream today, and when I woke up, I started dreaming it's hard, but humans are amazing. It might be a defense reflex or just a good system, but you forget that things completely. For me, feeling that living is hard, it's because I think I have to live tomorrow, and 10 years later, you get more animal-like feeling that you are just alive. You might feel pain from what's in front of you, but you won't feel that living itself is hard. For the next story, people say it's hard when they can't forget the things where you think of the human brains as a warehouse. Not being able to forget means you can't put new necessary things in, because there are things inside already. If an actor has to run a script and can't forget the last one, they can't pick the next one, and that feels more troublesome. And to stay alive, this state was probably necessary. And right after I woke up, I get strange intuition. It's a strange intuition. But I was thinking there was people who are sensitive to temperature difference. I don't remember whose memory there was. That someone said that, but the reason for was sensitive to temperature difference. This was me. I used to be sensitive to temperature, and maybe I still but when I notice a temperature difference, I react. Normally, I was listening to an anime, Nami Aburo, Pastor, Bell Canon, Mozart, and Beethoven, Takeshi Matsu's and Komuro songs today. I still thinking about the program. I mean, it's the middle of the night during the break. My arm got tired from touching my smartphone, but it's strange, but I'm so tough myself, but I have to justify taking a break, and it's really troubled me. So I found that feeling living is hard is a story. You're putting expectation in, but that itself is a story. You're making it up a story.